Light onto my path, lamp onto my feet. Broke me out the matrix, woke me out my sleep. Through all the dark times, you stood right there with me. Thought I chose you, but on the cool, you chose me. You are Yahuwah, and you never change. I see my people switch up, but you remain the same. Fell on my face, you picked me up, gave me forgiveness. Living in this dog-eat-dog world, around my people, I can feel the difference. Praying for strength, I will teach us your ways. On this path of worship, obedience and praise. Look deep past the surface, just to see what's surface. Know your purpose, learn how to break these curses. Practice makes perfect, victory is preparation. Straight and narrow, that's the road, so pack light on the road to salvation. Consuming fire, eternal flame. All esteem Yahuwah, wonderful is your name. Yeah. Everything I do it for you. Everything I do it for you. Everything I do it for you. Yeah. Everything I do, yeah. I do it for you. I do it for you. I do it for you.
Got everything you done that you did for me. About appreciation, showing you true how through my obedience is how I reciprocate. And offering up the sacrifices of my lips as a praise, and I give you thanks. I give you thanks. I give you thanks. When I've lifted hands, I'm doing my dance. Yeah, yo, it's grand. Y'all cause me stand. Yeah, your presence is fullness of joy. You have the praises of all of your people. You are giving us true knowledge to overcome the presence of all evil. To defeat the root of heaviness, I've got my garments on. To the Rabbi Yahweh, this is my praise song. Don't stand too close to me, cause this is a praise song. Unless you really wanna get your praise on. And blaze on, let's go and get it. To God's words, we stand committed. We ain't faking and we ain't kidding. We fastly far from hypocrite. We expect the righteousness to get it. I keep going and run their course and tell them how the Abba's feeling.
Everything I do it for you. Everything I do it for you. Everything I do it for you. Yeah. Everything I do, yeah. I do it for you. I do it for you. Everything I do it for you. Everything I do it for you. Everything I do it for you. Yeah. Everything I do, yeah. I do it for you. Do it for you. Everything I do it for you. Everything I do it for you. Everything I do.
Psalms, Tehillim, 23. Y'all watch my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still water. He restores my nefas. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for Yahweh is with me. His rod and his staff shall comfort me. He prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of Yahweh forever.
Have mercy upon me, O Yah, according to thy loving kindness, according unto the multitude of thy tender mercies. Blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly from my iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. Against thee only have I sinned, and done this evil in thy sight, that thou mightest be justified when thou speakest, and be clear when thou judgest.
We should be dead, yeah. All of the stuff that we did. Wondering how you forgive. Swimming in all of these sins. Have mercy on your kids. We ain't really know why we should leave. We was on the total opposite. The water all banana we can see. Thank you for waking us up at the end. They ain't love, I don't know what it is. Could've kept us dwelling in our sin. Thank you, Marcy, how we could repent. Coming back to the old covenant. Never know when he coming again. When he coming to spin. Everybody that caught in sin. Fire temptation, I hope that you win. Let it go, let it blow right with the wind. You gotta endure the pain right to the end. Repairing again. The water arbor just for showing your favor. No, our trial, tribulations, and labor. Everybody waiting right on the Savior. Everybody waiting right on the Savior. When he gon' come with a sword. Everybody gon' be caught in the Lord. He right there, nigga killing galore. He right there spilling blood on the floor. He gon' be mad cause he died for you. When that tree gave his life for you. Really took every strike for you. Keep commandments, that's what I would do. Oh yeah, we should be dead, yeah. All of the stuff that we did. Wondering how you forgive. Swimming in all of these sins. Have mercy on your kids. We ain't really know why we should leave. We was on the total opposite. The water all banana we can see. Thank you for waking us up at the end. If they ain't love, I don't know what it is. Could've kept us dwelling in our sin. Thank you, Marcy, how we could repent. Coming back to the old covenant. Never know when he coming again. When he coming to spin. Everybody that caught in the sin. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I've been changed. I'll be the first to say I was one of them, that we only live by grace and just have faith. I was taught to listen to what my pastor say. Only you should trust in him, he'll never lead you astray. But now that I know better, he don't even live according to the letters. They throw away the holy scriptures, telling me that it's all done with. I've been changed. I've been changed. I've been changed. I've been changed. The truth has made me free. I've been changed. I am no longer deceived. I've been changed. I've been changed. I've been changed. Now let's take something that is so simple. Something simple like the fourth commandment. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. It's written that his word don't change. Why do you lie and defy the holy scriptures just to satisfy your desires? And now that I know better, he don't even live according to the letters. They throw away the holy scriptures, telling me that it's all done with. I've been changed. I've been changed. I've been changed. I've been changed. Ain't no going back to what I used to do. No, I've been changed. I'm a new man. I've been changed. I've been changed. Whatever y'all say, I will obey. I no longer listen to men. I test everything they say. Let the word of Yah be true, and let every man be a liar. I've been changed. I've been changed. I've been changed. No more worshiping on a Sunday. I've been changed. No more Christmas, no more Easters. I've been changed. I keep His holy days. I've been changed. Yes, the chains, they've been broken. I've been changed. And this truth will be spoken. I've been changed. 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 I've been changed.
All right. Shalom, shalom to the brethren. What up to everybody else? Aban, what's going on?
Shalom, brother. Sitting here maintaining, man. Maintaining. Tudayah for that.
It's a
What's
must.
going on with you? Sound like you stuffed over there. Ugh. How you feeling?
Nah, man, I'm off to a late start, man. You know how it is, man, when you're prepping and you got a million things going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened to me. Just got a little behind, but that ain't no excuse to not be here. I'm here.
Amen. Tudayah for
Just,
that.
getting a couple more things taken care of. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hey, you just fine, huh?
All right, just making sure. I had to switch out to my microphone. All right.
I've been changed.
That's right. Those songs you heard, that was Emanon and my Akaban. You know he flow a little bit, flow and praise a little bit. Yeah, he do. Yeah, he do. And after that was Hezekiah. I'm definitely a big supporter. I hate to say fan, not a fanatic for nothing but the Most High. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But I'm a supporter of his music. I like it. I got a real strange palette, for certain music and things. And if you're able to meet my requirements, that actually says something for you. So yeah, Hezekiah, Emanon, two of my top guys right now. Paisley Brown. Shout out to Ock Paisley. Waiting on that album, Ock. We waiting on that album. Emanon, we waiting on you too. On what y'all got going on. I hope it gets
With the
straightened
Most
out.
High, he'll chop your head off. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can feed the people. And Paisley's sister, they put out a little kind of like a tester off of her album with all the songs. That thing sound like it's gonna be nice too. She's doing some singing, doing some rapping. Check that out. Must be in the family. Real talented bunch over there. So yeah, man. Shalom to everybody. This is Mark 6 or 7 podcast. We in here once again. Brandon Lewis, Aban Yahoo. Today we talking about the state of Black Negro people with a Western, destructive, and selfish mindset. I think that kind of sum up most of our problems. We acting and thinking like white folks. We're very destructive. We hurt ourselves. We hurt each other. And in a lot of ways, we're very selfish. We're only concerned with ourselves. We're not concerned with others. And most definitely, the majority of us is not concerned with the Most High and what He desires for our life. So, this is a big issue. We've been on many different broadcasts and podcasts speaking about these things. We're going to speak about them again today because you might have missed that one. And we might have got a different point of view. Might have got stronger, might have got weaker. We're going to find out today. But when you're dealing with me and my brother, it's going to be stronger usually because the people ain't really got no better. If anything, we done seen them get worse. So we're going to discuss it, man. Yeah, we're going to get into that. And, we are open to people coming in today. I need to get this shared. I need to share this, put this out. You got to get the views up. But what's going on with you? What's on your heart, man?
You know what, man? To be honest, man, right now, man, I'm just ready, bro. Ready for whatever, man. I've maintained a meekness and modesty in regards of sharing the word with people, man. And I'm at the point now, bro. It's
I
like,
take the gloves off.
oh man,
Oh, oh, take them off
it's like
then.
fire. They want to see some fire. Okay, fire, you gonna get.
Get them.
Uh, and that's just all it is to it. And it can't be said that we are people that's coming in, like we have some hidden motives or agenda trying to be seen. Now we got a true heart for the people, and
Absolutely.
that's just all it is to it.
That's
So
all
with
it
that,
is.
man, ain't no holding back, bro. It can't be because it ain't no holding back, man. Ain't no holding back, man. No
It's
holding back.
time to take the gloves off. That's what, our podcast been about, really kind of letting the people have it, speaking on certain strongholds and things of that nature on our people, and attempting to cast these things out or to convict these subject matters in such a way that people start to consider the trouble that they are in and would separate themselves from it, because I think um uh Most High Yah has made us conquerors, and has told us that if we resist Hasatan, then he shall flee. Many people don't understand that they are in battles with Hasatan, or even in full blown possession of Hasatan and his minions. And we come to shed light on these topics, and we have been, we have been trying to be politically correct to try to reach certain people, but we realize that it don't matter how you do it, they're gonna have a problem regardless. Them demons don't want to come out of there.
Right.
They don't want to go nowhere. You be like, get out of there. No, no, he's
No,
mine.
my precious.
Right. Uh, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, you may as well go ahead and give it the full measure, even above measure if need be, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's right.
yeah. So what kind I mean, I tell you, man, what kind of sparked me today, cause the original talking points was gonna be about people seeking, all this knowledge outside the scripture, or even in scripture, for some kind of use to kind of, you know, be above people, to be thought of as smart and wise and all this. You know how people get, man. Want to have the latest toy, the
Mm.
latest little
Ev-
shiny thing to show out with.
Every reason other than the purpose is to instruct you in the way of righteousness, to live right, to empower you to live right, and to help others to get on.
You already know it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wanting to speak on that, man, but I got
Okay.
kind of turned on to and it seemed kind of almost ordained, because I got an elder that I follow on Clubhouse. For those of you who don't know, Clubhouse is a platform where a person creates a chat room and creates a title for the chat room, and anybody could join in. You kind of scroll down the list of chat rooms and each title of the chat room or whatever. So, and whoever you follow, it will alert you to when they are in a chat room. So early this morning, about 6 o'clock in the morning, I got an alert that the elder was in the chat room. And the chat room he was in, which he wasn't in it, because he actually got into it on accident or whatever. So anyway, long story short, my baby said I like to say that all the time. But I got into the deal, and and I even turned you on to it, right?
Yep, you did.
And the chat room that we was in, it kind of drug out for a long period of time. So I decided I'm gonna go and hop in different chat rooms and just see what people was talking about. And man, I ended up in you know, some worldly chat rooms. I just wanted to see what people talk, because I'm kind of removed, right? A lot of us, we kind of separate ourselves from the world. We don't really go out in certain places around certain people. We be homebodies. We go out to shop and to work and to eat usually. We don't really go out to be sociable with people that's not of our mindset, right? So I don't get exposed to a lot of this worldly talk, worldly mindsets. Man, I was sitting up in them things, man, just listening to people, listening to our young men, to our older men, listening to our young women, our older women, man. I hopped in a couple church chat rooms. I hopped in a couple, what I'm saying, just different ones with interesting topics, right? And I noticed something, man, about our women, man. That is a real ruach. Some people call it the Jezebel spirit. Some people call it the feminism spirit. you know. But our sisters in the world, man, they really, really, it's kind of a gift and a curse with them because many of them are very financially stable. They really get their way in a lot of areas of life, except when it comes to dealing with black men. They either dealing with black men that they able to get over on and they able to run and to make bend to their will, and then they find themselves unhappy with them, or they find themselves, you know, with stronger men that have, this income, because it's this whole thing about having money now. So you got a lot of brothers that get a lot of money, but when these brothers get a lot of money, they also get a lot of women. So these strong, dominant men don't deal with them oftentimes because of, you know, traumatic issues or having a loud mouth or not being submissive and things like that. And it's other women who are. So they get it both ways. Many of them often single, can't find a man or can't keep one. And it just comes off as angry. I was in one chat room, it said do white men treat black women better than black men? And these sisters was in there basically praising the white man, talking about how brothers try to get their numbers, and when they don't want to get the brothers their numbers, the brothers cuss them out and all that.
Mm.
Gilly, Gilly the kid, he's a podcaster, rapper. He got on there. He was like, I don't know what. He said, I don't know what kind of niggas you messing with. He said, I don't know. I don't deal with no niggas like that. That deal like that. Them some suckers you hanging around. And which is true. Men that behave in that manner really have some issues. You know what I'm saying? But just the mindset of the sisters, just how they handle men, how they talk to men. Because one sister actually created this room, so she's the moderator. She's able to add you on or to kick you off, and she's not a real proponent for truth. You go to speaking about certain subjects, you want to cut you off. Oh no, I don't want to hear that. Oh no, we ain't gonna do that. And just, man, just the whole domineering thing, man. And when you look at that and you read scriptures and you hear about a Sarah who was submissive, who was, what kind of played the background to a man. Now, true enough, a lot of men are not Abrahamic. It's on both sides. The men on Abraham and the women ain't Sarah. And it's just a big when you think about what y'all ordained for us and you think about what the masses of the people actually live like, man, it's a mess, man. You got something on that up?
Now, brother, I'm just sitting here listening, man, soaking it
Ain't
up.
no, man. We talked about this, man. We talked about
No, it
this.
ain't. It ain't that. It ain't that. Listen, come on now. I told you the gloves was coming off. When it's time for me
I
to get in there, spit
know.
that fire. The
Ding
fire's
ding. You hear that bell?
right. I don't have anything to say on that matter. I'm you saying it all. I'm listening and I'm in agreement. So if I'm not saying that, I'm in agreement with you. I just don't have anything. I wasn't there. I'm just listening to what you saying.
I know, but have you
What you
encountered
had.
this?
Counted what?
These
Which part?
types of mindsets with women, this very overpowering. domineering kind of a mindset.
Yeah, when I was out there in the when I was out there in the world years ago, man, I didn't came across people like that, man. They got I'm not a I never really watched Kevin Sanders like that, but he usually have a lot of people that come on that got that type of mindset. And some of these
Oh,
people be coming on really, they be silly. They be some a lot of silly women. I ain't gonna front to you. I'm not bashing nobody. I'm just calling a spade a spade. A lot of silly women on there, man. Some of them don't even know how to hold a conversation. Some of them don't even know how to stay within the content of the of the question that he's asking, and they be all over here, left, right, left field, when you're supposed to be front and center, and they way over here. So it's like, but they got these different type of desires and wants or whatever are what do you call them expectations of a man. It's like, oh, you want this, you want this, you looking for some high expectations, but sister, you don't even know how to keep a conversation correct. Like you don't even know how to, because it's evident you showing forth. But anyway, yeah, I didn't came across people like that was like that. That they got that feminism spirit. They I am woman, hear me roar. You
yeah,
see what I'm
that's
saying?
it. That's it. That is it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, speaking of Kevin Samuels, man, when I was listening to them women today, I was like, man, we need more Kevin Samuelses. We need men that got these platforms
That's real.
that bring these kind of women out in droves and tell them what they need to be told, man. You know, uh, and our men too. I don't want the sisters to think I'm just bashing on the men. Uh, what I heard today from our men and our young men, um, in that same chat room, a lot of the brothers was kind of kissing up to the sisters, like, in agreement with foolishness, just so they don't get the lashing that the sisters give out. The sisters, oh, I don't want to hear that. I don't know. So they try to cater to the sisters. Yeah, you right. Yeah, men do suck. Yeah, they do. Brothers do need to get it together. Oh, and the thing ain't about just men needing to get it together. Both parties needed to get it together.
That's
You
facts.
know,
Yeah.
the topic of the thing is, you know, black women going to white men cause white men treat them better. My whole thing was, you know, white men can cater to the black woman because they catering to her out of convenience, or almost out of what's the word I'm looking to? Like out of holiday. It's some spare time stuff for them. They not going through the hardships the black man is going through. Just like the
Mm.
white woman can cater to the black man, because the black woman is going through stresses in her day that the white woman don't got to go through. See,
Right. That's like
it's
two
the
people.
person.
Let me get. I was gonna say that's like two people being on a racetrack. You got one loaded down with a lot of different weights and bags, and you got one that's free of none, and they running. They braggadocious, talking about how
About
fast
winning.
they are.
Yeah,
Right. How fast they are. But like you ain't considering this person is way down with all these weights and everything, and he's still going forth and running.
that's what it is, man. That's the point I tried to make. And when I tried to make that point, you know what they said?
Well,
Oh man, we don't want to talk about all that. We ain't going off of that. It ain't about what the white man going through. We want to talk about the brothers. So basically, the whole thing was to talk about how messed up the brothers is. And the thing is, they want a brother to make all this money. You know, Kevin Samuels kind of messed the game up in a way, talking about all this big, large income and all that. Truth is, man, most brothers not getting that kind of money, man. 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 a year, executive and VP and all this whole kind of stuff. A lot of these dudes be booty bandits, man.
wow.
These niggas don't want no women, man. Niggas out here with the tight jeans on and the man purses and stuff, man. These ain't no real men, man. A lot of them. I ain't gonna say all of them. It probably is some real ones out there, man. But in this day and age, these positions, these high positions, you got to be involved in some secret stuff, man. In these groups and these fraternities and sororities and stuff to get in this kind of stuff, man. And with all that stuff come perversion. That's all you hear about. And all these secret orders, whether it be masonry, Eastern stars, fraternities and stuff, all this stuff got some kind of homosexual connotations to it. You know, they doing little rites and stuff, got people smacking you on your ass cheeks, laying naked and stuff. Heard of people eating donuts off of penises and stuff, like a whole bunch of weird stuff these people doing, man.
Weirdos.
I'm saying they doing these fraternities, man, and these little rites and stuff,
And they
because they
worship
have to
false
break
gods.
you.
Mm-hmm.
They have to break you spiritually and mentally, and then build you back up again. That's what pimps do to whores. They break them down and make them think they the only ones that gonna care for them and love them, you know. And to man, I tried to point out to him, man. I said, man, listen, man, music is a big part of of how men treat women, because it's a culture now. It's a culture of dogging out the women, sleeping with a bunch of different women, taking other men's women. You know what they say? It ain't about no music. Music is just music. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And I'm willing to guarantee you they got a playlist talking about B this, H this, you know, smash this, smash that, because they listen to this kind of music and they support the culture until it happened to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's all cool to dance to it, ride with it in your car until you one of them side women, until you the one getting slapped, you the one getting used and tricked out of money, you know. And same thing with the men. It's all cool to be a gangster
Right,
until you
right.
meet a better one,
Mm-hmm.
you know. You rob, but what happened when somebody come rob you? You shoot. What happened when somebody come shoot you? We have promoted a culture of destruction,
Mm-hmm. And
and
yep,
we
music
can't
is a
be
proponent
on
of
one
that.
hand happy with it and down with it and having fun and partying and praising it until it come to our though. Now we want to cry wolf. Sick, man.
Mm, cry victim. Yep, it's music is a proponent of it. When I was out there in the streets thugging and doing my thing or whatever, man, I was listening E42 short and sugar free and shoot, it molded my mind as a youngster, man, and that's how I treated women. You know what I mean? Trying to get what I can get out of them. I wasn't trying to give them nothing because
Mm-mm.
the music and that lifestyle glamorized me not giving them nothing but getting everything from them. And that's what it teaches a mind. That's what it teaches and molds your mind into. So you can't tell me that whoever thought like that, talking about, oh, it ain't the music. The music they don't know what they talking about. They sleep.
Guess
They
what they said?
sleep. Right.
Guess what
They
they said?
sleep and they don't
It
know
ain't
no
the
better.
music. It's about the home training. It's about the
Man.
family structure. Okay, who got that in the Negro community for real? Even if you got parents, they too busy trying to work. And
Mm,
who raised you when your parents gone? TV,
mm,
radio,
yep.
YouTube, Pornhub.
Mm,
What do you see on all this place? In all of these things, do you see love and affection, or do you see fornication and murder?
right.
You know,
Sexual morality all over.
all immorality and all perversion is what you're gonna see, and that becomes the mindset. See, people have become, it's like white people dealing with slavery and its impact on us. They like to prefer it never really happened.
Mm,
Our people, when it comes to entertainment and the stuff that we support, we like to be blind to the fact that it really harms us instead of helps us. And that's what they tried to do. They tried to really, because I'm pretty sure all of them sisters' playlists is full of filth. They ain't playing no kingdom music.
mm,
They ain't playing no church music. I can tell by how they talking. And it's just a thing of, man, like, it was just saddening to hear. My baby will tell you, she was like, man, why you let them people get you worked up like that? I'd be like, man, because I'd be removed, man. Like it's one thing to kind of know the world messed up, but it's another thing to have it just in your face, you know, because oftentimes you kind of turn a blind eye or you be preoccupied with other things apart from that. And then when you get back into it, it's like, man, that's like the homosexuals and the transgenders and all that. You might not see no transgender every day. What happened when you find yourself around 2, 3 of them at a time? So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, damn, ugh. Like your ruach don't even feel right when you're around these folks. Like, I need to go. Demons around there.
Right.
You know, uncleanness.
Clean out. That's on my mind. That's funny.
So yeah, you know what, man? We need to get prayed in. We've been 30 minutes into this thing. Ain't got prayed in, man. Oh, you gonna pray us in? You want me to do it?
You can go ahead, huh?
Man, when is you supposed to do that little speech
All
thing?
right, I'll do it.
Man?
I'll do it.
Well, you got
Do
it?
what speech? Mm-hmm.
Told her.
Yeah, excuse me. Baruch atah b'Yahweh Eloheinu melech haolam. Baruch you, Yahweh, King and Ruler of the universe. Father Yahweh, first of all, we thank you. We come to you thanking you, Yahweh, acknowledging that you the one that sits upon the throne, Yahweh. All these things that exist only exist by your desire because you have created these things, Yahweh. You have created the world, you have created the heavens, the earth, the sea, and all that's in them. Father, we come to you humbly, Father, asking you that you forgive us. We acknowledge the forefaults, the iniquity of our forefathers, and that they have walked contrary to you, Father Yahweh, and did not adhere to your instructions and teachings, Father, but desired to follow the dictation of their own evil heart. And by way of that, because they did that, Father Yahweh, the promises that you said in regards if they did walk in disobedience to you, Father, they would receive curses, and the curses will overtake them. And one of them curses is that they would be scattered or be brought into slavery on ships, Father, into a strange land, into a land of their enemies that our forefathers never knew, Father. And we are the descendants of those people, Father. And we also acknowledge our transgressions that when we was here and coming up in this world, Father, we worship wood and stone, and we did not worship you, Father, because we did not know you. But we thank you, Yahweh, for revealing to us who you are through your word, Father, that we may return to you
Yes,
wholeheartedly
Told
and do those things which are pleasing to you, Father. And we thank you, Yahweh. You have said that when we do these things, Father, in this land, as we consider, Father, that you will remember your covenant that you made with our ancestors, Father, Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, Father, and that you will remember the land.
Yes.
So, Father, allow us to fully be accepted and atone right now, Father, as we make amends unto you, Father, confessing that we done wrong, but we forsake the wrongs, Father, as we come to knowledge of
Yes.
knowing those wrongs and a turn to those things which you say are right to do, Father, in every way, Father. And even those things that we may not see right now, that you reveal it to us, that we may see them and that we may do them, Father, the way that
Mama.
you desire. So, Father, we ask you that you would allow your Ruach HaKodesh right now, Father, to go forth and utilize us in wherever area you desire for us to speak on, whatever you want us to speak on, Father, whatever you want us to do, that you allow it to be done, even now,
Ma.
Father. Let your desire and let your will be done here on the Rets as it is in Shamayim. Let it be carried out in our being, Father, as it is within you in your heart, Father. Right now, let your will be done, Father. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the kabul forever, Father Yahweh. Let your will be done. In Yahushua Mashiach's name we ask. Tudah Rabbah. Hallelujah.
Ama. Tuda So be it.
Hallelujah.
Yes. Yes, sir. Hold on, man. I can't lay on this shoulder like that. Getting a little old, man. I ain't no spring chicken no more. My baby be talking about me, man. You know, she was a spring chicken a couple years ago. She getting on up there. But I still like her. Yeah, man. Yes, Father, use us as a vessel to speak to your people. Let me see if anybody been commenting, man. Is there anybody, the viewers who watching right now, if y'all would like to come in, gorgeously designed. Shalom, sis. Um, Shalom to everybody that's gonna enter in here, get on in here. Um, so we talking about Hellenization. For those of you that don't know what Hellenization is, the term, as I understand it, Hellenization was first introduced during the reign of the Greeks. And if you know anything about the Greeks, Alexander the Great, that's why they call him the Great, because he was the first Caucasian to conquer the brown countries. Conquered a lot of West Africa, not West Africa, I'm sorry, East Africa, and other places. And he was able to subdue many countries in a short amount of time. And he brought those countries. Well, he instituted a formula because he didn't reign long. I think he only reigned like 12 years or something like that. Um, but he introduced a formula for those who came after him, uh, for them to keep control. And it was a lot in that formula. You had democracy in that formula. You had religion, uh, unifying of religions in that. You had this whole thing about subversion and getting the leaders of a people to work for you behind the scenes and to pollute others in the nation, to cause them to to desire to please the state, just like we have now. When black people get angry and for cop killings, you got Ferguson, you got Baltimore, you got these different things where the people get angry and start rioting and tearing up stuff. Who comes out? A lot of black pastors, a lot of black politicians, and they calm the people and tell the people just calm down, everything gonna be all right. Justice will prevail and all this old stuff, right? That started with Alexander the Great. He did this, and our people have been the people that they had to keep the closest eye on, because we are the apple of the eye of the Creator of the heavens and the earth. He said, if we take after His ways, if we do what He say, then He'll make us the head and not the tail. He will make us the rulers of the nations. So it's to the nation's best interest to keep us in transgression, to keep us not doing those things. So, our people always had a big problem with worshiping other gods and taking on the ways of other people, even though he was our, or is our mighty one, or quote unquote God, right? And he gave us a manner of living. He gave us customs. He gave us heritage. And our people had a custom of forsaking that because it was so set apart in Kodash. And the other nations was all about perversion, you know, and a lot of sexual stuff they was doing, a lot of orgies, a lot of pedophilia, a lot of weird stuff to these fallen deities, to these other quote unquote gods, right? Paid puppets, that's right. Paid star. Uh, you know, and what the Greeks started to do was take these people and put them in high regard, to put them in high esteem, to give them power over the people. This process was called Hellenization, because these leaders would compel the people to take on the ways of these other nations, to be like them, to talk like them, to worship like them. This is Hellenization, right? Today we don't call it Hellenization. Today we call it being a coon, being a Uncle Tom, or in a more politically correct term. It's called a westernized mindset, taking on the ways of the Caucasian. And this is how they've ruled. They've ruled by division. They divide the people. And the people that's divided is the ones they empower. They pay them. They put them in positions of authority. And then you have the followers of those people. And then you have those that want to stay the path, those that want to do right, those that want to continue on in their heritage, right? Those other people are Hellenized, and the other ones are the Torah keepers, right? So today nothing's changed. Their system of rule is still the same. Even to this day, there are groups, even in the awakening, that are Hellenized, that are bought and paid for by the oppressor, by those in power, to cause us to be less than what the Most High Yah would have us to be, to cause us to take on ways and mannerisms, and even the language of the heathen. That's why you see them not willing to depart from certain terms. It's like we've learned certain things about the English language and about certain words that they use to describe, you know, characters in the scripture, and these things are very derogatory. We know they derogatory. You can go Google it and see it's derogatory, and you could show this to these people, and they still won't leave off from it. You know why they won't leave off from it? Because that's not the custom of the heathen, and they cannot. Once they take that money, once they take that bag, they can't go outside of that thing. Your brakes won't work in the morning, and find yourself dead in a pool, and you're an Olympic swimmer. I'm trying to tell you, these folks don't play no games. They don't play no games about it. You're going to have a stroke at 28, heart attack, because they done bumped into you in the mall with a needle. I'm telling you, that's why these people don't change, because they know it's real. People come tell them, hey, listen, you take this money now, ain't no going back. Send you pictures of your kids in school and all kind of weird stuff. Like, that's why they don't go back. That's why they don't change. And most of these people end up dying broke. They do all this selling out, all this selling so, because Hasatan don't play fair. He don't play fair. He just want to rule you. A lot of people say, man, I did it for my family, man. I sold my soul for my family, man, so my family can have something. Well, as soon as you die, all that stuff is gone. Ain't no winning in faking, man. Ain't no winning in faking. Even while you getting all that money, having all that fame, all these celebrities, you look at them, they got to stay high. They got to stay drunk. You know why? Because if they ever come down, they got to deal with reality of what they've done. That's why a lot of them get rid of all their close family members. Somebody who really care about them, who gonna say, "What's wrong with you? What you doing? You staying out all night? You doing all this drinking? You doing all this drugging? Have you talked to your grandma lately? Have you been to see your kids? Have you been to what's wrong with you?" They're gonna bring them back to reality, so they keep them away from them. You look up, and they ain't got nothing but white boys around them. White boy, white women. They left their childhood love. Now they got a white girl. You know why? Because she cool with all that. She know he's a booty bandit. She don't care. She got toys for him. You know what I'm saying? And Hellenization, man. Hellenization, man. A lot of our people is in that. So there is a lesser version. You have the followers, not the people who didn't actually got bought and paid for, but you got people who didn't looked at the lifestyle of the heathen and coveted it. Oh man, I like how they do that. Man, I like that car. Man, I like that job. And they get into this stuff. And they forsake their heritage. Or they're not even open to going back into their heritage, because that's not cool. That's not what everybody's doing. That's not, if I wear that garment, I can't go to work. If I observe this day, I ain't gonna have no job. If I stop eating this, you know, people gonna laugh at me. What is all this stuff, man. Hellenization, man. You know, and it's sad, man. It's sad to see. It's really like um it's really like one of them old movies, man. I don't know if it's like um it was some movie I saw where a man was like woke up or something, and he went back to try to talk to people, and they like, what? Huh? What? What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what it's like. If worldly people hopped on this thing right now, they'd be like, Hellenization. What are you trying to say? I ain't no Hellenized. I ain't no Hellenistic. You are though. You know why? Because your whole concept of everything come from your oppressor. What you think a marriage ought to be come from your oppressor. How you think you ought to raise your kids come from your oppressor. How you think you ought to wear your hair come from your oppressor. How you think you ought to do anything was taught to you from media and from television. You know where I get stuff from? How to live, how to do. I get it from the scriptures. That's what they there for. Things are written aforetime was written for our learning. That we through patience and comfort of the scripture might have hope. You know. Uh uh what do you say? It's good for rebuke, correction, sound doctrine. You know, that's what it's about. So come on, man. What you got, man? What you think about that?
Shoot, bro, I'm in agreement, Sock, and I'm not saying that just to be saying it like I'm just sitting here quiet. It's just, hey, man, if you on point and you just on point. I'm just right now. I'm here till the time is needed for me to say something. But I'm
And
in
I
full
sure
agreement.
hope I could last until we get there.
You on point, man. You was on
All
point.
willing. All willing. Paige Star. Paige Star, who is you? What's your name on Facebook? How you find us? Or somebody in the comments on the YouTube live feed, man. Uh uh Another topic is about the destructiveness of our people towards each other. Uh this music, man. Um a lot of these TV shows and things. You know, what's crazy about the TV shows about the big dope dealers when they selling big weight and they, keys of cocaine and crack and heroin and all this. You know what they don't show you? The man that who's 250 pounds of muscle shrivel up to 120 pounds.
Mm.
That woman who was thick and beautiful selling her body for a $20 rock. That's what they don't show you. These songs about selling dope. You know what they don't show you? When they did that drive-by and missed and they killed that little boy that was sleeping in his bed. When they shot the little 16-year-old girl that snuck out the house to go to the club with her friends, and she caught a stray bullet because niggas was out there fighting. Somebody came back shooting up. They don't show you that part to the rap song. But you know what? When it happened, people, oh, my baby, my baby. And we gotta stop the violence. You want to stop the violence, but you don't want to stop what helped contribute to the violence.
Mm. That's right.
You know, we really got to come to have a distaste for this stuff. You know, that's the problem. And the righteous of us, those of us that have understanding, we got to be that voice, man. Got to be that voice. Don't let me and my brother and others like us be the only one. We need hundreds of thousands,
Mm.
millions, of people that stand up that said we tired of this. You want to be tired of the white man? You want to be tired of them police pulling triggers? Well, what about this music? What about these games? What about these gangs? What about these pastors robbing our grandmas now, great grandmas in these churches every Sunday, making them feel guilty if they don't take their little $900 Social Security check and give them a piece of it, give them 10%.
Mm.
What about that? But when she ain't got no money, when she can't do nothing for her, he gonna tell her, pray about it. Just pray about it, sister. That man, it's robbery. It's what it is. And we sit and we let it happen. And then we want to cry about the white man. That's why the Abba ain't helped us. How he gonna judge the white man, but we don't judge amongst ourselves? Don't nobody condemn nothing. Don't nobody cry out for the wickedness in the city. We want to cry out against our oppression that come from our oppressors. That's what oppressors do. You know why the oppressor got the power to oppress us? Because we ain't turned to righteousness yet.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't shunned evil and sought after righteousness. That's why he got the power to do what he do. The Most High said he can't wait to take it from him. He can't wait to punish him for doing what he done because he didn't beat us above measure. In Torah, it's a certain amount of stripes you get to hit a man with for a punishment, and you're not supposed to go above him.
That's right. Did you reproach your brother?
Paul said he got beat above measure. That mean they beat him more stripes than they were supposed to. And that's what the Caucasian has done to us. They were supposed to enslave us, to put us under hard bondage. You know what they did? They cut babies out of bellies. They made men sleep with their mamas. They took little 6, 7, 8-year-old girls and raped them in the barn. That's above measure. But we want to try to imagine that, man. I done been with some white girls in my time. You know, my granddaddy would have rolled over in his grave if he knew that. Because he come from that time where, you know, white women lying about being raped and her brothers and her uncles come riding through the ghetto in the truck and come pick up the first black man they see and go hang him up on a tree. He come from that. And we want to act like it never happened. You know, not that we ought to just hate all white people. We ought to hate the ones that's not for our betterment, that's not for our uplifting, even if it means it's going to inconvenience them. You know, to truly pay us what we earn. You know how many Fortune 500 companies gotta go? Most of the people that enslaved us, this is your top 5 countries your top 5 companies in the world. This your Viacom, this your banking institutions, this your clothing institutions. These are the people, the top, they got rich off us. Where you think that money came from? The Queen of England owned everything. How you think she got that money? Enslaving Negroes in the Caribbeans. Before they was enslaving niggas on cotton, they was enslaving them on sugar plantations. They found the bones. They went and they found the bones of these slaves on the sugar plantations. You know what they said? They said this person died from pain. They worked these people till their bones just withered away, broke on the inside of them. Because they believe that the Negro, it's true, had an extraordinary tolerance for pain. So when you was having a hard time and faint and tired, you know what they said? Oh, you'll be all right. You a nigger. You'll be all right. You can work 10 more hours. This is the people. This is the people. This is the people that that those of us that come from us go and sell out to, join they fraternities, you know, take their money in backroom deals to sell out their people.
Hmm.
And they smile and laugh with them and get high with them and have homosexual sex and have orgies and all this stuff with these people just to be accepted. Sick, man. When you really go and look up the boule,
Mm. That's
you
right.
know, go look into the boule. This is a group of of Negro people. Ain't gonna say, and listen, I know I
And the
put
late.
black, Negro, right? This is what you got to understand. Negro is an actual classification of people. Black can mean anybody. You want to say African, that can mean anybody. But when you say Negro, all Africans ain't Negro. All black people ain't Negro. That is specific to you and me, descendants of slaves. I'm trying to tell you. So don't be offended by it because you want to say they came up with nigger. And there's a reason why they call you nigger. They got you from a certain area. It was a certain people with a certain kind of strength, with a certain kind of intellect and smartness, inventors, scientists, scholars, smart, strong, some of the most beautiful women in the world. They knew who you were. They weren't looking for black folks. They was looking for Negroes. They was looking for Hebrews, Abari, whatever you want, Igbo, whatever you want to call it, whatever name, whatever other name you want to put on it. They got many names for us, but all the characteristics the same. And that's what they sought after. There was a time people feared to have one of us in their captivity. The Ishmaelites said, hey, you ain't no, they told Joseph, they said, you ain't no slave. Who are you? If he would have told them, Jacob's son, they would have sent him back with the best clothes, with gold and silver, and said, listen, tell your daddy, we didn't know. We don't want no problems. It went from that to, man, let me get one of them niggas, man. How many of them niggas you got? You know what I can get some of them niggas at? You know what I'm
What a
saying?
nigga that?
Where them niggas at? I need me some niggas. You know why?
Mm.
Because if you get you one of them niggas, you gonna prosper. Them niggas
Mm.
gonna build them pyramids. Them niggas gonna build that White House. Them niggas gonna build a Great Wall of China. They gonna build all this stuff. You know why? Because they strong. Because they smart. But you know what? They damned. Because they done forsook their power.
Mm-hmm. And then
He
transgress
ain't
their
gonna
mind.
come save them. And you know what else? They gullible. They gullible. All you gotta do is take a couple of them, give them some money.
Mm.
Shit, in slavery, they ain't even give you no money. They just gave you some clothes and let you sleep in the basement or sleep in the attic. Nigga sold out for a cot in the attic. Nigga sold
God,
out
it's
for
bad.
a cot in the attic. And some of
Mm.
master's old clothes he didn't wear no more. Sold out. House nigga.
House nigga.
This is our people. This is the part of our people. And now today, we got women that have been built up. No other nation does this. People want to say, well, the white woman do it. No, the hell she don't. No, the hell she don't. She she had to go march to get her man to let her get a job. And when she got it, she still couldn't make what he made. Our women didn't have to work. They didn't want to go get no job. And the only reason our women ever started getting a job because they wouldn't let the man work. Now it went from that to, you know, trying to survive to, you know, you better level up. You better get on my level.
Mm.
Know this man. No, this white man don't like your husband. He like you, nigga. He don't like him. He just want to sleep with you. Now, don't get me wrong. It is some old suave little John B type white boys out here that really kind of want to be a part of the culture and really because I hadn't seen them out. I didn't knew some that they'll get down in there, which but too a lot of them end up suffering curse like ailments too. They end up in and out of prison. Their children end up being taken captive by DFS and all this old stuff. They end up in the curses too. Oh, you want to be like a homeborn? Okay. Most I say, okay. You want to be like my seed? You want to come in? And you ain't gonna live right either? Okay. We got something for you. That's why when you see the black man in prison, you see one of them wiggles in there.
Not the Wiggers.
You see one of them wiggles in there with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see the white girl wanna get all tough and get all this. You gonna see her with
Hair
three, four
braided.
baby daddies
Mm-hmm.
going through the same thing the sister's going through. Maybe not the same white oppression, but she gonna be shunned from her people. She ain't welcomed at her white family reunion no more with all them mixed babies. I mean, before now it's so many mixed babies out there now. They had to accept it. They had to accept it. And man, you know what I think the solution is the opposite of the problem, right? The problem started with us going astray.
Yes, right. Talk
So
about
how we gonna fix the problem? We gotta come back,
it. Mm-hmm.
and that's why you know I disagree with the common narrative about this Jacob's trouble thing, but I do believe Jacob's got an ass whooping coming. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because of not seeking the Most High, of being Hellenized, of selling out the people behind closed doors, being one way with your brothers, and then you get with these heathens and you a whole other way. Hide.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I think there's a judgment coming to that amount of people. They
Mm-hmm.
gonna get caught up in the destruction that come. And and me personally, I could be wrong about this, but I believe that vaccination got a lot to do with that. These people that then bought into this system so much, they went and put this stuff in their bodies, and they went and got the booster, and the second booster, and the third booster. Now they got a pill coming out. People gonna be taking that, and all this whole stuff. You know, um, that stuff is death, man. That stuff is death. Now there are people that say that the shot's supposed to last about 6 months of effectiveness. That's why they came out with all these booster shots. So maybe it's possible that if you only got one shot, maybe it's possible for it to pass through your system. But if you got one, what's gonna stop you from going to get another one?
Mm.
If you ain't had a mind to not go get the one, why wouldn't you go get a second and a third and a fourth? Now, I don't know nobody who went and got it who not going to get no more. Otherwise, why would you go get it? Listen. Sad, man. It's sad. My mama went and got the shot. But you know what? I talked to her for 2 years about it,
Yeah, telling her not to get it, huh?
telling her not to get it. And she sat on that call and you right. You right. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. She ain't even my brother had to tell me she got the shot. She ain't had a heart to tell me. She could have told me. I'd have been like, well, you already know. You already know I told you.
Hey, remember me and you was having that conversation about say some people that say that they trust us, they followers of the way, but they secretly went and got the shot.
Oh
and
yeah.
if
Got
some,
this shot.
and if
Man.
something really truly happened, transpired due to people really taking the shot, how it's gonna be shown? Like, say for instance, people start falling out because of it, and then those that we thinking that is holding tough, standing strong in the trust and the walk, right? they end up falling out with everybody else because they didn't secretly went and took the shot and didn't tell nobody.
I told a homeboy of mine, well, I don't know, homeboy, acquaintance, whatever you want to call it. I said, man, I said, look, when you start seeing people falling out, you need to go look for that doctor. don't don't worry about nothing. Don't pass go. Take your last few remaining moments
Mm,
and go get the doctor to convince you to get this because you
man.
shouldn't have did it. You shouldn't have did it. You ain't want to listen to your homeboy. I mean, I'm me everywhere. And if I ain't told you about it, hey, listen. My name ain't Brandon Lewis. You see it down there, don't Brandon Lewis. I ain't got no Hebrew name. I'm Brandon Lewis. You know, my mama called me Brandon, so I call myself Brandon. But that's it's a judgment coming, man. And I've been trying to remind my people, those that watch my videos and stuff. I've been trying to encourage them, man. Like, you know, this stuff got to come. This stuff got to happen. Yah has promised it. He has promised to Ahab and return to those that return to him. And he
Hmm.
promised to kill everybody else. He
Yeah.
said he gonna call all the fowls of the air to come to a feast.
To come to a feast, feasting on men's flesh, man's body, man's carcasses. That's what they're gonna be feasting on.
You know why? Because they're
And
gonna be
drink.
laid out in the streets.
Hmm.
Nobody to bury them.
Yeah, it ain't a game, man. It ain't a game.
Okay.
It's not a game.
And there are some people that for some reason y'all done kept them from getting this shot. You need to come on in. Come on and come on home. You don't know why you ain't get it. Something just ain't feel right in your heart. Cause y'all's kind of pleading with you. He knows men's hearts. He knows the honest among us, right? So he put things in place to keep you from giving yourself over. Now you need to come on in.
Come on in. Come
Come
on
on
in.
in. The water's warm. Ain't nothing out there.
Nothing.
I'm telling you, all these people that's not with the Most High Yah, they finna be LGBTQ,
Mm.
RESPT, whatever them letters is. They finna be all that. You know why? Because that's what sin does. It grows, and it grows into perversion.
Hmm.
Ain't nothing keeping you from it if you ain't got the Most High Yah. What's keeping you from it? Buddhism, Confucius, and them. They keeping you from it. Muhammad and them, the Honorable Muhammad. They gonna keep you from. These people can't keep you. Can't nothing keep you. That's why people go and read the Quran and go and blow up a damn building. Christianity ain't keeping people. That's why a pastor can get up and preach a 2-hour sermon and go sleep with another man's wife in his office.
Yep. I'll go sleep with a boy.
Gonna go sleep with a little boy.
Come
This
on
stuff ain't
now.
keeping these people. Ain't nothing keeping people but the Ruach HaKodesh.
That's it, man. Being
Ruach of
connected, like the
truth.
brother was saying. Say, yep. Connected to that vine. Being connected to the vine, to the word of Yah, man. That's what's gonna keep you, man. You know. That's
Ain't
what's
nothing
gonna
else.
keep
Ain't nothing else. You gotta consider. If you ain't got it, you won't consider. Listen, these people finna start having homosexual sex on regular TV. These women finna be out here walking naked. If you seen these leggings, women to stop wearing drawers in these leggings now. I'm trying to tell you. The next thing they're gonna be doing is out here naked. That's the natural progression of things. They losing clothes left and right. The next thing they're gonna be doing is being naked. And pretty soon it's gonna be like Sodom and Gomorrah. They're gonna have beds in the streets.
it's
You
called.
can't be looking at this. I'm trying to tell you, you can't be beholding this stuff. If you ain't got the Most High Yah, you can't look at this stuff. You sit there and watch people having sex all day. You're gonna want to have some sex. You're not gonna be able to behold this stuff. That's why he told the children of Yasharal to separate themselves.
Mm-hmm.
come out of her. Now, a lot of people then went and left the damn country, but they gotta understand this thing is a mindset.
Mm-hmm.
The 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 Caucasian and the Chinaman, I mean the damn Asian rule the whole damn world. They are conglomerate against it. So and everybody else pretty much served them in one manner or another. You know, them Arabs with all that gold and the planes and Dubai and all that. These people sold out, man. Why you think these people still making it? These people sold out. Them people wasn't that color. What you think? Them people was not that color, man. Them people was black. So now it's light Caucasian type people running that stuff. You know how they running it? Cause they done took over, and they didn't replace the people. They didn't took somebody's inheritance.
Mm-hmm.
The whole world has been polluted with these people. The Most High gave it to them. He said they're gonna take over the whole world. They're gonna tear it up. They're gonna
All
find
because of, my
all
bad. Go
because
ahead.
of disobedience. All because of our
All because of,
disobedience.
exactly. All because of our ancestors' disobedience.
Look, the the earth is suffering because of us. They said the earth crying out for us to return to our righteousness. The earth, people. I don't think you understand what that means. The earth talk, the animals talk, and they crying out to the Abba for us to return. Everybody crying out for judgment. Parts of the earth crying out for them to kill us. Hey man, these people ain't gonna do right, man. Just go ahead and knock these people off. Let me kill them. The moon, like, let me kill them. The sun, let me kill them. The ocean, please let me get them. Almost like, no, 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 don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. My grace is sufficient. You know, my esteem, my kindness is sufficient. Let me work with them. I got this. It's a remnant coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I got some
All
sons.
for a
I got
remnant.
some daughters. They ain't going. They ain't going no Helenized. They coming out.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna raise up children. They gonna raise up righteous seed unto me.
Mm-hmm.
And told I for that. That's why hell's so hot, because he's so lenient, and you turning his hand away. You rebuking his hand. You like, ah man, that ain't, ah man, there ain't no God. That's what they said. No, it ain't no God, but there's a Most High. There's a Yahuwah. There, that's what it is. There's a creator of the Shemaim and the Rats.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Yeah, man. The destruction of our people and the selfishness. Speak on the selfishness, the about not wanting to follow directions and all that, man. I know you got a lot to say on that. Not heeding to the written
Not
word.
yeah, man. You know, simply put, is that man, our people are so complacent with doing what they think is right. Right. We hear all the time that we supposed to return. We ought to return to the law, statutes, and commands. Right, commandments. And you know, but our people don't really do. They really don't do their due diligence, man, to really study to show themselves approved according to what the words say, and really get into the word to see what was the instructions that was given to the people, and what did the people break, what they didn't follow, and why, what do these instructions consist of? You get what I'm saying? Like really get into the word and doing some study, man, and really going line upon line, rule upon rule, which is precept upon precept. Most people usually get to the book, and some of them may read it, but they don't really do no studying. I said this before. It was a brother that came out even today that said the same thing about these things, because it's true. And I don't, sometimes, okay, I may bring something out. People may not hear it from me, but somebody else may come along and it might register. Then again, it might not. It might raise a brow. And somebody else will come along and say something, and it might catch them, But the point of the matter is that people don't. Our people have a hard time of listening and following instructions. That's just all it is to it. They've been like that since they came out of Mitzrayim, not knowing how to listen and follow instructions. The Most High gave instructions, and the people just, it's like they hear it, yeah, 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 and then soon after the yeah, 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 and everything, see, they go back to their old ways. Like, come on, man, what is going on, man? It's just that's a sign to me. That's a sign of retardation.
Ooh.
You get what I'm saying? And I just got to be real, man, because this the thing. When you just try to sugarcoat stuff and it don't be effective like it's supposed to be effective. So you got to just be real and call a spade a spade. Our people act retarded, you know. Say that they act like they so smart. Like my mom used to call us when we do, she called us smart dummies, when we do certain things that we supposed to be so intelligent, but we do stupid stuff. We might use the word dumb, even though dumb ain't me, you can't talk, but she's, we from the ghetto and the hoods, we say dumb as stupid, smart dummies. So, our people act so retarded, man. We got the scriptures here, we got the words, we know how to read for those that know how to read and comprehend, yet they still do something contrary to what the word say when the word tells us if we follow these instructions and do what Abba say, that we'll be Baruch, right? Now, mind you, let's talk about our situation, where we at right now, in this land of our enemies right now, right? Okay. The Most High has given us instructions and teachings according to his teachings, right? And they have specific guidelines, specific instructions written there in the book of what to do, how to do it, and where to do them. You get what I'm saying? But our people has caught up. It's like our people are still in the same type of mindset as those that was in Christianity, right? Even though our people they to the point of acknowledging that, yeah, the laws and statutes and commandments, they still stand. They acknowledge that, but they don't apply it in full. Or if they do apply it, they don't apply it in its right context, the way it's supposed to be applied. And then they say they doing his right, they right, they in right standing with the Most High Yah, they doing his righteousness, but they doing something outside of what the Most High Yah has said. If the Most High say, and this is simple plain, if the Most High say, he came to you right now and said, hey, go get me 2 Deer Park waters, 2 liters, 2 liters of Deer Park, right? And he say, I want you to go give me 2 liters, but make sure they Deer Park. Then you go and you get 2 liters, 2 liters, but you get it a Ozark. And then you come over there and then you over here all joyful and praising like I did what you said. And then he look and say, I said Deer Park. But it's 2 liters of water. But I said Deer Park. But this is Ozarka. I like Ozarka. It ain't about what you like. It's about what I said. That's the problem. Our people, I was in a place called the Branch of Jerusalem when I was coming up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, man. It's a Messianic congregation, and I was invited to the home of the elder sister, and she's an older lady, married lady, and children. So she invited us after the Shabbat when I was keeping Shabbat on Saturday. So I was going there and I was eating, and we were sitting there talking about listening and following instructions as the Most High said. And the Most High is so told that he allowed a situation to be played out in real time to show the not listening and following instructions. I asked this brother, I said, he asked me if I wanted something to drink while I was eating my food. I was like, yeah, let me get some cold water. You know what he brought me?
Warm water.
He brought me some Kool-Aid.
Oh, yeah, that's way off.
I specifically said cold water for a reason. I didn't want no Kool-Aid. I said, and while we were sitting at the table talking, I said, see, this is what I'm talking about. This right here.
Yeah.
He was used for an example at that time, right there. He didn't even know it. But that's the same heart of our people, just like Saul. When the Most High told King Saul to go forth and knock off the Amorite, the Philistines and do what he did, he He didn't do what the Most High told him to do. What was that? The Amorites or the Amalekite? Who was that? The Amalekites. I believe it was Amalekite. But he saved the king, and not only did he save the king, the Most High told him to go kill everything. He saved the king, and he kept the best of the sheep and flocks, right? And then he came back, and this is what he said out of his mouth. I obeyed what Yah told me. He said he obeyed the Most High Yah. He kept his instructions. The prophet Samuel had to come to him and say, "Oh, basically, this is how I'm paraphrasing. Oh, you kept the command, right? What is this bleating of sheep that I hear in my ear? Why am I hearing this? Since you kept the command, because from what I heard, from what I told you, because it was told to me, you're supposed to kill everything."
See, what had happened was, you know, that's how they be. You know, what had happened.
Right. That's how they do it. They listening and following instructions. So it comes to, like, you know, and I know people, this is a touchy subject, but hey, whatever. I'm gonna have to tell the truth like the truth's supposed to be told. You can't say you didn't hear it. You can't say didn't nobody say anything. But this is for you to go do your due diligence like you supposed to in the first place anyway. Not going to the book, studying, or looking in it according or cherry picking in the scriptures, going and portions and pieces. That's not going wholeheartedly after the Most High Yah. If you want to know something, you're gonna dive into that thing and find out for yourself. You don't
Speak on that cherry picking thing for a minute.
Yeah. Okay. That cherry pick. I'm gonna elaborate on cherry picking.
All right.
But I want to land
finish your thought.
Yeah. I want to land on this thing. When you going after the Most High Yah, the only way you're gonna find him and receive is if you go wholeheartedly. So that cherry picking, you got to throw that out the window. You got to really dive in. If you got to start at the beginning and go at something, you know, people in Christianity cherry pick. They use certain scriptures. You know, it's a whole chapter in verse. It's a whole chapter on her. Instead of going to the whole chapter, they'll pick a certain verse or a certain saying within this whole conversation. And most of the time they take it out of context and use this whole little thing and cherry picking. People go and read this. So when they get to the book, they go to certain portions of it and read this little part. And they don't go before it or after it to see what's really being said there. They just see certain parts. You get what I'm saying? Cherry picking. I don't like everything else, but I like this little part. Oh, I'm gonna be blessed in the city. I like that part. Blessed in the city. You know.
Oh. Yes,
you know,
indeed.
But they don't go to the point. They don't go to the point where it says, "If you obey me, if you obey all my commands, then you will be such and such, or such and such, and such and such." They just like to go to the part and say, "Oh yeah, I'm blessed in the city." He said, "I'm be blessed in the city, blessed coming in and blessed going out." Woo! Highly blessed, blessed and highly
also
favored.
said you be cursed in the city.
Right? They don't go to that. They
Cursed
just like to
going out.
The positive things, and then when you go and talk about their sin and their transgression, now you being negative.
Everybody
why you got
to go to
be
heaven?
so
Don't
negative?
nobody want to die.
Yeah, why you got to be so negative? Why you got to be so negative? Ain't nobody being negative. Somebody trying to, the Most High hob you enough to tell you what the truth is, so you can know what to change, what to confess, and what to be on guard against, what to do in order to set yourself up to be a recipient of his barakah, his blessings, what people call his blessings. You know, the Most High he's the creator of order. So, and there's an orderly fashion that we must do things. We just can't do anything. We just can't do things any kind of way. It don't work that way. We can't worship the Most High how we think we ought to worship him. He give us how to worship him. He instructed us. That's why we got Torah. It's called the teachings. It's the instructions. When the Most High said 3 times a year you should come up to keep these feasts, and he gave you instructions on how to keep these feasts, that's what he meant. He wasn't confused when he said what he said. He meant what he said. He's not human beings where he'll say one thing and then relent and say, "Oh no, I changed my mind. I don't want to do it like that." No. Now, if you do, this is how he will change his heart. If you have a change of heart, so if you're doing something wrong and he have his heart to bring forth destruction on you, but then you hear a message and you have a change of heart and you contrite and you turn from doing that wrong, then he'll relent from bringing harm against you. Because that's not he don't desire that any man perish, but that all men repent and come to the knowledge of the truth. The knowledge of the truth, though. You know, so we got to know what the truth is. We got to know what the truth is in order to apply the truth. But if you don't even know what the truth is to apply the truth, you have to race it all together. You only going by what people was telling, what people was preaching, and people was teaching. You ain't did no study for yourself to verify whether what they saying is truth or not.
Fact.
You just going by what you just go. You a gopher. Go for anything.
Don't be a gopher, brothers and sisters.
I'm just saying, and we doing this in a hobby. We not doing this in a bashing about. But you got to be. It's time to wake up. You are held accountable for your own salvation. You yourself. Nobody else. Nobody else is. Only you. You got to work out your own soul salvation with fear and trembling. Fear and trembling. So when it comes to his instructions, and I'm gonna land with this. When the Most High say things specifically, that's what the Most High mean. He's not confused. He is the Father of lights, the Creator of truth. Truth proceeded from his bosom. The word proceeded from his bosom. What he say is true. Let y'all be true and every man a liar. So when the Most High say what he say, he mean what he say. You come in, for you to keep the Passover. Look, he said, look, 3 times a year shall all the children of y'all shall show up, come before me and worship me. And he's already said where that's to be. He said Jerusalem. Before he even got before the children of Yashar even went into the land, in the wilderness, he was giving them their instructions, saying, hey, make sure that you bring all your tithes, make sure you bring all your offerings, make sure you do your sacrifices in the place that I choose to place my name out of all your tribes. When he say out of all your tribes, because he was giving every last tribe a settlement within that land. And he picked a specific place for the worship to be carried out. Now, some people will say today, well, we're not in Jerusalem. So are you saying that we're not able to worship the Most High Yah? That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying when it comes to specifics, the Most High gave us specifics, and we got to do it according to a specific. Now, if we're not able to do those specific things, that's when we are to cry out. We are to cry out. Daniel and the 3 Hebrew boys, you never see anything about Daniel and the 3 Hebrew boys keeping feast days or anything like that in Babylon. But what you do see is a reverence for the Most High Yah, even in Babylon. That's why they didn't kneel to the statue or the idol that Nebuchadnezzar made, because they knew the command and the instructions of our Father, saying we are not to bow down or worship any other Elohim. I have no other Elohim before him. So they still had a reverence for the Most High Yah. And reverence will also stop you from doing something or establishing your own righteousness out of respect and reverence for your Father, because you're not able to do it the way that Yah say do it. But what you can do, you do. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm able to speak truth to my neighbor, right? I'm able to do that. I'm able to help my brothers and sisters when they're in need. I'm able to not steal from them. I'm able to harbor them and not hate them. I'm able to whatever I'm able to do in right. I'm able to help the orphans. I'm able to help the widow. I'm able to share revelation that the Most High Yah has given and be an aid to my brothers and sisters when they need. I'm able to do all these things. I don't have to be in the land to do these things, right? But when it comes to specifics, though, that's what I'm trying to get my people to see. Specifics. When the Most High give you a specific instruction, then you are required to do those specific instructions, right? That was a prophet that the Most High told. He gave him specific instructions, told him to go to a place. And when to do a thing, and after he do that thing, don't speak to nobody, don't do nothing. Don't go to the left, don't go to the right, or nothing. He was tested because there was an older man who said he was a prophet as well. When he heard about this prophet being in the city, came to him and persuaded him to come into his house and eat with him, saying that he was a prophet of the Most High Yah too. You know what I mean? But the Most High gave this man specific. This is the thing. If the Most High told you something, you stay on that path of what Yah told you to do. And I don't care whoever come to you. I don't care if an angel, a Malakim come to you and say that they're angel. The Most High, listen. The Most High, what I'm saying is it's very important. Y'all got to excuse me, man, because it's very important to follow the instruction of the Most High Yah. I don't care when I say, and I'm talking about a person. When a person comes to you and say, "Hey, yeah, the Most High spoke to me and told me to tell you this," woo, woo, woo. No, man. At that time, the Most High was talking to the people. Then these are things that we got to always, we got to consider, and we got to, see the context of what is really being said there, and how y'all was dealing with the people. Then the Most High was talking to him. He told him specifically, say it wasn't no need for somebody else to come and tell him what to do or what not to do. So when this man came up and said, "Hey, I'm a prophet too of the Most High. Come on in here and eat." He told me to tell you to come on over here and eat. I would be like, nah. I wouldn't even say nah. I probably wouldn't have said nah, because if the Most High said don't say nothing, don't say nothing. Keep it pushing. You see what I'm saying? That's how important it is to follow the Most High Yah, because it's gonna show whether you truly love Him wholeheartedly or not. You get what I'm saying? So you can't even be persuaded by what everybody else is doing around you. Even if they are brothers and sisters that say that they in this walk, if the Most High reveals a truth to you, that's and it, and you know it's to be true, and He revealed it to you. You got to walk. He revealed that thing to you. Walk in it. I mean, wholeheartedly. You can't, because y'all, when you stand in front of Him for judgment, He ain't gonna be concerned about, oh, everybody else was doing this. No, I don't care what everybody else was doing. What did I tell you? What did I reveal to you? You're gonna be held accountable for what Yah has revealed and given you to walk in and to do. Now, it's gonna be a time where we all gonna get to the same, because that's the goal, to get to the same place, but as individual walks, because everybody don't diligently seek the Most High Yah the same. Everybody don't seek a certain matters out like that. They might have a foundational, uh, uh, foundational thing that they going in where, okay, I know I'm supposed to worship the Most High Yah, and I know His name is Yah, and they might have that thing, but then there's things that people is going after, seeking the Most High Yah, and it's just building them, and they growing. It's like children. We grow. We can't stay an infant forever. You got to grow. And as if you stay studying, staying in the Word, you will continue to grow. But if you don't, you're gonna be stagnant. And that Yah is not calling us to stagnation. He calling us to become perfect. And that's mature. That's what Yah is calling us to be. He already told us, "Be ye perfect as our Father in heaven perfect." But you have to learn how to be that. You have to become that. When you put an apple seed in the ground, it ain't a full-fledged tree. It's a process, and then it grows and it becomes what it becomes. Then when it becomes this fullness, then it produces its fruit, and then you able to enjoy the fruit that it bears. You get what I'm saying? If I'm making sense, the people that's listening to me, if I'm making sense, please put an 8, not a 7, but an 8 in the chat thing. Right? I want y'all to hear what I'm saying. It's hot. I done got hot and warm up in here. You hear me?
There you go.
I'm hot, man.
He's
I mean,
feeling
I don't know
Page
what else to
Star.
say.
Page Star feeling you. Page
No, I'm
Star
saying
said right.
I don't know what else to say though, man. I don't know what else to say. It's not even me. It's just like, go to the Word and study the Word and quit going by what people say. See, the purpose of why people preach and bring things out is to bring awareness to something, and then it's your job to go and do some research. If you ain't never heard these things before, then go and do the research and do the study and study out these things, man, to see if these things are true or not. You know what I mean? But don't just be going with the in crowd because that's what it seems like the right thing to do. Go after Yah for yourself, man. You have to go after Him yourself wholeheartedly. And when you do it, He gonna reveal Himself to you. That's just all it is to it. He said it. Yah's word. Yah's not a liar. Yah's not a liar. If you do what Yah say, you're gonna receive what Yah say you can receive. That's just all it is to it. I expected I wasn't doing no babbling, and it was making sense, sharing with the people. But the fact of the matter is that, man, we got to start listening to the Most High Yah, following His instructions, the way that Yah said do it, how He say do it, and that's what it is. Like in these last times, in these end times, we ought to be crying. We ought to cry out to the Most High Yah and atone for the iniquities of our forefathers and our own iniquities. But how can we atone for these things if we don't know what these iniquities were or what these iniquities are? So we have to seek and ask the Abiyah, okay, reveal to us what these iniquities are, because it can be shown even in the Word. Well, what did your forefathers do? Why were they kicked out the land? What caused them to be kicked out the land? And then you find out what that is, then okay, now you got a point, you got something that you can use to take words with Father and confess that your forefathers did this type of way, and it'll help you to be on guard of what you are not to do. Okay, if my forefathers did not adhere to the instructions of the Most High Yah and they walk contrary to His ways because they was desiring to be like the nations, and you over here in the land of another nation, then what you supposed to do? Okay, I'm not for to be like that. I'm not for to go and want to be like the nations. I want to be like what the Father told me I'm supposed to be like. So let me find out if any of my ways are like the ways of the nations, right? And then once you find that out, as you do some introspection, then you get rid of that. You know you got to go after the Most High Yah and late. I'm talking about like really go after the Most High Yah. Y'all, I didn't got hot up in this place. You hear me? It didn't got hot up
Man,
in her.
tell it.
Like for real, man. It's an urgency.
Hey,
It's an urgency. Go ahead, Doc.
I want to hop on that. Well, I want to lamb back on that cherry picking
Please.
scripture thing.
Go ahead, Doc. It ain't got hot.
A lot of people don't really know scripture because of cherry picking.
Facts.
Because the only time they even get acquainted with certain stories or with certain books is because somebody took them there to grab a precept, and you didn't read the whole chapter.
Right.
You didn't read a couple verses ahead. You didn't read a couple verses after. So you don't even know if it's being rightfully applied. You
Right.
just trusting in the understanding of the person that's teaching it to you. What if they be wrong?
Right.
You know, it's a dangerous thing to put your salvation in the hands of another man.
I'm telling you, because people mess up in words. We see that all the time. I've done it. Didn't mean it. Now, in my mind,
I've
I was
done it.
thinking one thing, but yet my word said something else other than what I was thinking when I thought I was saying, even though I'm in the motion of speaking and my mind has got me thinking that I'm saying something, but it came out wrong. And then I
Hmm.
look and I listened to the thing like, oh man, my bad. I got to make right. I wasn't trying to do that. Yeah, she's talking about getting hot in her. Yeah, it's getting hot in her. It's hot in her. Now for real. So we got to go. We have to study for ourselves, man. You know, we have to study for ourselves, meaning we have to take the time out and apply. You know, a lot of people don't like to do that because it's what do you call that? Tedious. It can become
Mm.
tiresome, but it's well worth it. This is your life, bro, sis. This is y'all life at hand. You don't want to you don't want to. That's a precious thing to. Oh, I'm gonna put my life in his man's hands. I'm gonna just trust that he know what he talking about. No,
Mm-mm.
no, bro. We did that. Have you ever been in school and you weren't really trying to do no work and you just hooked up with one of the smartest people in the class and you just
Mm.
copying off their paper and then find out and then you end up failing or didn't get a good grade because you thought you relied upon this person. You know what I mean? And they were smart, but they just didn't have it that day.
Right.
And because they
Right
failed
off.
that day, yeah, you failed. You got to double check your work, man. Go back and do some research. What you should do is this: anytime a person bring out some scriptures and they elaborate on some scriptures or whatever, take those scriptures down. Even if they did say a chapter and a verse, go back and read from that chapter. And if you got to, go a chapter before them, that chapter that you was in, so you can get the full context. And to really be on the safe side, go to the beginning of
Read the whole book.
the book. Read the whole book and take your time in it. Don't just read it for the sake I've read it. No, study these things. It'll help you. I'm telling you, it'll help you a lot. And then you as you search and seek and pray and ask the Most High for understanding of these things, and the Most High give you understanding, and He open up your eyes, it'll surprise you that wow, what people is pushing as truth is not truth.
I'm gonna tell
Like
you.
it's not.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. A lot of you, you know, a lot of people, tune in, tune out. All but willing, you sit down to this video and watch it up to this point. But I'm gonna tell you, man, a lot of people in the awakening is full of crap. They full of shit, sugar honey iced tea, as my baby say. You know,
Sugar honey iced
they
tea,
full of sugar honey iced tea.
the nasty kind.
And a lot of people is being fooled by these people, being tricked, hoodwinked, and bamboozled. And I'm gonna tell you something. You're not gonna be able to cry out to the Most High about what these people doing to you, because He gave you a script. He gave you scriptures just like He gave them. He gave you a mind. He gave you a pair of knees. He gave you a ruach.
Mm-hmm.
You got the same opportunities to go to Him to seek after Him as they got.
Right.
And and that's what you're gonna have to do, man. We're supposed to be aids and helpers to each other. The elders among us is supposed to help us avoid some of the pitfalls of life. If that's not what they doing, if that's not their service, not just to be somebody that stand up at the podium and take up monies at the end. We
Right.
don't need that. The bill man do that. You know what I'm saying? They want to take up your monies. They want an offering. You know what I'm talking about? And um, we gotta we gotta be sick and tired of being sick and tired, man. You know, um, I talked about earlier about Hellenization. Talked about selfishness. There's a certain selfishness that comes from letting people teach you all the time. Not that you can't learn nothing from people. We are body. We're supposed to be able to learn things from each other.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to start counting yourself worthy to be at the table. You go off and do your due diligence and your study, then you come back to the table with some knowledge that you could share to others
Mm-hmm.
instead of being the one shared to. Paul Paul told Timothy, you know, you've been raised up in this. You've been taught. You've been made to study. You've been made to understand scripture. Don't let these people that's older than you, don't let them bully you. Have some
Right.
confidence.
Right. Despise your youth. Yeah, because you're younger. You know. Right. Go ahead, Doc.
Don't let them despise your youth. Don't let them try to little boy you, basically. Because I know he knew what Timothy was. He brought him up. He seen his answers, and he thought him wise enough to give him a charge to go teach, to go talk, and to be a man when you get around these elders. You know, you speaking truth. I know you speak truth. I taught you to speak truth. Go do it. A lot of people cow down like little puppies.
Right.
Now, you ought to entreat your elders as fathers and mothers. Don't get that part twisted. You need to respect them. You need to come in a certain way. But at the same time, you know, um, you need to show your worth. Show your worth. Don't let them despise your youth. If anything, make them marvel at your understanding.
Wow.
The priests of the temple marveled at the understanding of a Mashiach when he was 12 years old. They went, oh, you can't go in there with them priests. You need to be quiet. No, he went in there and talked his talk and showed that he had understanding, showed that he had done study, and they marveled at it. But yeah, what you saying,
I just got some news, bro, and man, sad, bro. I'm not gonna do it online. I'm gonna share it with you later on, man. I sent our beloved Ox sent me something, man. I'm opening up now. I one would want to hold to think that this is just it's that it's not true or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just that it could be, but man, it's not a tube look. But I'll share it with you later. Wow.
Man, that's just a cliffhanger, ain't it?
No,
Well,
you know
thank
what?
y'all for joining us on Mark 67 Podcast. We'll see you when we see you.
Oh man, but listen, people, I really want y'all to see this, man. The Most High Yah has given you a brain. He has given you a root, like he said. He's given you a mind. You have the ability to go after the Most High Yah, just like everybody else did. Matter of fact, people that got revelations and stuff like that, they went after him, seeking these things, and the Most High rewarded them for their due diligence. Everybody got that right. Remember the parable when Mashiach was speaking about wasn't even a parable. He was talking about a story about the rich man and Lazarus and the rich man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Lazarus and the rich man, they both died. Lazarus was in the bosom of Father Abraham, and the rich man he lifted up his eyes in hell, and he was hot, and he was asking for some water. We couldn't get no water from Lazarus, whatever. And they went on to a whole little spiel about what was going on and how it was going on for you when you was living, and you had your good things when you was living on the earth, and now it's time for him to receive his and thing. He was like, well, go back and send somebody, send him to our, he was like, nah, look, if they got the law, they got the prophets, basically they got the scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what makes you think they're gonna believe they didn't? You know, what makes you believe they're gonna believe somebody from the dead sent it to them? They got the script. They don't even believe the law and the prophets, the scriptures. So everybody has the scriptures. You know, everybody has a thing, even if it is off. The Most High Yah by His Ruach is able to give you the truth and cause you to know that thing. So I don't know how you explain that thing, but when He give you that deposit, that revelation, it's like a bing. It's like you get it. Oh, you get all excited in there. I don't know how to explain it. It just happens. The Most High makes it. Not it just happens. The Most High makes it happen, and you know it's Him because it's like a full connect. It's like bam. And not only that, He will confirm that thing that He put in you, that He revealed to you and everything, bro. I'm telling you. Y'all so tube and so awesome like that. So every people don't have no excuse. See, the Most High is kind though. He will send people to raise their awareness so that they can have that inclination to go and search and seek instead of just going by what everybody else is saying. And then they making it seem it's like they worshiping the people that's bringing the message out instead of worshiping the creator that created the people or gave the people what he gave them in order to share to the people so that the people can be raised up and we all be on the same accord. You know what I mean? So that's what it's about, bro. The whole message and the reason why the Most High Yah giving prophets and apostles and teachers and preachers and these different gifts of the Ruach, abilities of the Ruach, is for the edification of the body so that we can all come into the unity of the Emunah, or the unity of the trust. You know, I don't like to say the belief, so the unity of the trust, what people would say the belief. So the unity of that trust, you know, that's what these different ministering bodies is for, are the abilities that the Most High Yah has given by His Ruach HaKodesh. You know, and I get a little too excited, but I can take my time really and just fully expound. But sometimes people, you know, it's sometimes a need for excitement. I trust what I'm saying because the Most High Yah has revealed it to me and I know what the words say. You know, you got people that's holding on to something and they can't even verify it. So why is you holding on to something that you can't even verify? You should be able to verify, not only verify, show receipts, show and prove that what you doing is right and it's in line with what the word of Yah said. And if you can't do that, then you need to learn how to do that. And once you learn how to do that and you do that and you find out that it's true, then you hold fast to that. But if you don't, you need to forsake whatever you thought you knew and hold fast to that which is true, which is proved. You get what I'm saying? You know, people just doing things to be doing something because it seemed like it's the right thing to do. Why would you be doing something? You don't even know what you're doing. You got to know. Abba want us to know. He don't even want us to believe. He want us to know. That's the reason why we're going to have these experiences. We got to know. It comes a time of knowing. I ain't moving off of this. Why? Because I know. I didn't experience too much. I know. You can't tell me nothing different because I know. I ain't got to believe. You know, people think you got people that believe that when they go to the casino, they're going to hit a jackpot, come out broke. Forget believe. I want to know. You know, I know that if I do this, I'm going to receive this because Yah said it. Right. And if it ain't coming, like I said, I'm going to hold fast, say, Yah, you said, and bring it up to him, and he going to hold fast to his word. He going to let that be known. He going to make it happen because he said so. Because if I didn't receive it at a certain time, maybe he's going to give me it another time, but he going to give it to me. You got to hold fast to the truth, though. You got to hold fast to that which is concrete, which is the truth. Not on some wind, spooky gooky type of belief. No, the truth. You got to hold fast to the truth, and the truth is unchanging. But go ahead, Doc.
Don't do that spooky gooky over here.
Not the spooky gooky, man. We don't do
that spooky gooky.
Y'all is real. Y'all is for real, for real.
If you don't believe it, look at your life, man. He said he was gonna punish us like never been happened before. You know, men sleeping with their mamas. You know, women getting the babies cut out of them. You know, babies used as alligator bait. You know, this kind of stuff ain't happened to nobody else, man. You know, but it happened to us for a sign and a wonder, so that we could look back at these things and marvel at the Most High Yah, man, and repent for our doings.
I'm telling you, man.
See that he was just in doing what he did. You know, he meant to destroy a lot of people because in each little in each little facet, you know, in the 1900s, 1800s, 1700s, 1600s. It was people that turned themselves to righteousness, and it was people that turned themselves to wickedness, man. And they had to pay for it. Them curses followed them, caught them
Mm-hmm.
up.
Caught them up,
All the
man.
slaves wasn't raped and robbed and pillaged. Some of them lived well. Some of them had good masters that gave them an inheritance when they left. A lot of black people got land in the South. You know where they got it from? Slave masters.
Mm-hmm.
They gave it to them.
Right.
You know, it's the Abba behind that. It's the Abba that that do kind things to those that serve Him, to those that seek after Him. Now, I don't care for Christianity, but they
I don't either.
use Christianity as a tool for control. But it really, you know, brought a lot of people to Yah because they read the words and they studied the words for themselves and they believed in the things that they read and they prayed and they put their heart towards Yah. They wouldn't, you know, a lot of them ain't caring about no Christmas, ain't caring about because they didn't read it in the book. You know, they might have been Christians because they didn't know about, you know, words like Christ and you know, Cretan and Earth Pig and all. They ain't know about all that. They ain't have no Strong's concordance and no etymology online. They knew what they read and they knew what what touched their ruach, right? And y'all was with them people. We the children of them people. We gotta be. 'Cause the rest of them died. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we all to just to be alive, for us to be alive today with the punishment that y'all brought on our people. That's a miracle. They said
Yeah.
most of the slaves died on the way here. Then when
See,
they
but
got here, they got tortured and beaten, raped, and put to hard labor.
the scriptures say that because Yahweh is the same, we are not consumed. So him being the same is the reason why he left a remnant. He could have allowed us to be totally wiped out. I mean, like every last one of us, no trace. Like Sodom and Gomorrah, no trace, over with. He could have done that, but he didn't because he's the same because he truly have a heart for us. He been punishing our people for a long time in expectation that our people would turn back. That's the purpose why do children get whoopings? Is it because their parents don't know how to them? I'm talking about a real true caring parent that really discipline their child because they don't want to see their child go astray. And if they've been going astray, it's to turn them back. Dawood said it was good that I was afflicted because before I was afflicted, I went astray. You get what I'm saying? This is the word now. So, you know, the Most High Yah is doing. I'm telling you, He's moving. He's doing the work. He's exposing. The Most High Yah is exposing those that's making a claim as if they the children of the Most High Yah, mighty ones, Gabarim, whatever you may call. He's exposing. The Most High Yah is showing forth those that people been talking about and saying that people are showing forth. Man, them people been right. Them brothers been right. You know, I may have didn't like what they was talking about or whatever, but man, I've come to the conclusion to realize that yeah, I'm gonna say Brandon was right. He was right.
Praise Yah.
Kafa was right. Yeah, they was right. That's for those that did their due diligence and research. Now, if you ain't doing no research, no due diligence or whatever, then you might be in the same mindset. But if you do some research and you take consideration of what's being said and you go do some research, then you're gonna come to the same conclusion.
That's the thing, man. This one,
The righteous.
you know, people think everything is a trick, but the ones who tricking them. That's that's some of the weirdest stuff in the world. You'll think me and my
That's
brother
the
got
trick.
some kind of
Moses is
mastermind scheme to gather you out of something. The whole time we ain't asking nothing of you.
nothing but to
I mean,
consider.
serve Yah
Right. Serve Yah.
repent and turn to
Exactly.
righteousness, right?
That's
But
it.
you got people that really use you for your utilities. You know, they want your money. They want your time. They calling you for help with certain things and using you for this and that and the third. You need them, you can't find them, or you're not getting the same help out of them that you get of them, and all this type of stuff. They really run you through the ringer, but they your brother, and your elder, your moray, and and this is the thing, right? Even the wicked leaders and all that, we hope they repent.
Yes.
We hope they turn. We're not condemning people to hell. We not throwing stones. That's another thing, man. When Amasha said, "He who have sin cast the first stone," he not talking about folk. When they threw stones, it was unto death.
Right. He was
You
without sin
don't
cast the
stop
first
throwing
stone.
these
Yeah.
rocks to these people's dead.
Yeah.
Ain't no room left for repentance when you stoning somebody.
That's a fact.
It's only
You
by the
dead.
esteem of the Most High Yah that Paul escaped the stoning. Did did Stephen escape his?
No.
No. Paul escaped it for a testimony, not cause it was easy to do. So we got to stop being Christian about this stuff, man. Christians use that little kind of stuff to keep people from condemning them. Take the beam out your own eye and all this whole stuff. Listen, if if I preach against sexual immorality and I'm sexually immoral, then I'm a hypocrite. But if I'm not, then I'm just when I say it.
That's right, Doc. Come on, tell it.
That don't mean I can't have other issues I need to deal with, long as
True.
I don't preach against them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And accountability, and is this person right? That's what you need to ask yourself. Are they right? Is what they saying got some kind of merit to it, instead of just dismissing it without doing any kind of study, without doing any kind of research, without doing any kind of consideration. I tell people, man, I make videos when I come out and talk. I'm not teaching you nothing if I can help, right? I just want you to consider and let the Ruach lead you and guide you in the knowledge and understanding and wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because I could be mistaken about something. So I don't want you trying to use me and blame me and say Brandon this and Brandon that. No, Brandon just want to present some information to you and a perspective to you that it's quite possible you might not have heard.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, which is highly likely you ain't heard it.
Mm-hmm.
Because people is cookie cutter. People is going along to get along. People
That's
is
dangerous.
people is doing the brand new dance, the locomotion and all this stuff, man. People is really, you know, clones, man. And I don't know, your brother is not like that. I don't dress like no clone. I don't talk like no
Right.
clone. The kind of
Right.
music I listen to ain't what everybody listen to. I like artists that ain't just everybody favorite and all this whole stuff. I'm different and I like it. I'm
Mhm.
Kodash. I'm
Right.
set apart.
And we made different. The Most High didn't create us the same. That's the reason
Talk
why
about it.
I look how I look. He look how he look. You look how you look. Everybody speak how they speak, move how they move. If he wanted us to be the same, he would have made us look, be, dress, think, all it's the same. He didn't do that. He did that on purpose. My fingerprints is different from everybody else's fingerprint. Don't nobody else have fingerprints like my fingerprints. Just like you got everybody fingerprints is created for them. And don't nobody have the same type of nothing, man. So, it's a reason, but it's us being individuals and being one, we can still be in unison. We can still be on one accord, even though we may be different in thought or whatever on certain things, but we can still be in one accord and still move together in unity. You get what I'm saying? Abba made us like that on purpose. You know,
Let's
it's a
speak on
reason.
that.
Go ahead,
Let's speak on that unity too.
hmm
Because a lot of people, everybody can't come together and can two walk together unless they be agreed and all this whole stuff. Listen, long as a man bent on serving y'all as best they understand how to do it, you know, and not taking on the ways of the heathens and the customs of the heathens, right? Everything else will come in its season. We need to be about how can we benefit each other. You know, you know how to build houses. I know how to um do electricity or plumbing or whatever. That's what a body is for. We need to find out each other's strong points and be that for each other so we can prosper, so we can get to a place that we can have some shalom and have some accord and a harbor for one another. And then we can start, getting into doctrinal issues and things like that. Our problem is we want to get into doctrine as soon as we meet each other. The heathen don't even do that. The heathen be like, I don't talk politics. I don't talk religion. Because you know what? It's gonna start an argument and a fuss. You know, how can the heathen have more sense than us? You know, Paul even had to come to tell Timothy, listen, don't be getting out there arguing with them folks. Don't be in no back and forth. Don't get into the endless genealogies. Don't get into vain babblings with these people. Come for a reason. Speak truth, tell truth. If people don't want to hear it, keep it moving. This got to be the mindset, man. We so combative as a people. We combative with all the wrong stuff. You know who we need to be combative with? Whoever it is kidnapping our daughters and our women off these streets. We need to be combative with these gang members that our children can't play outside because they shooting up the block. We need to be combative with these men that's sleeping with these little girls. We need to be combative against this music, against these movies, against this entertainment, against these schools that's teaching our children about transgenders. That's what we need to be combative against. Niggas want to have a debate about some damn scripture. But that heathen can come to your door and take your kids. There ain't nothing you can do about it. Combat that. Figure out a way what you're going to do about that. We really got our priorities messed up. And it's really quite sickening. Kind of pissed me off a little bit just sitting there talking about it, because we really put our efforts in the wrong place. You read Josephus, you read about the fall of Jerusalem. The whole damn Roman army is outside our gates, and we fighting each other. Same thing today. The whole world seeks to destroy us and to have us in captivity to them, and we fighting each other. Are we fighting them? When last time you seen a group of niggas raid a police station? We kick in each other's doors. We don't kick in they doors. The police that kill our men and kill our women, they still walk the streets. We ain't no rap songs about doing no drive-bys on them by kidnapping them. We talk about, you know, turning our sisters and daughters into whoremongers. We don't talk about turning theirs into it. Combative about the wrong stuff, man. Sit here want to talk about you the child of the Most High, y'all, you a chosen people and all this old stuff, and you sitting there arguing over frivolousness. The Most High said, ain't no righteousness among him. Ain't none righteous, because ain't none talking about justice. Ain't none talking about, handling no business. Justice for the widows, justice for the orphans. Where they at? Calm down. I'm getting a little flustered. But for real, man, think about this stuff, man. Think about this stuff. What you saying? I need some juice. You doing me? Don't you ever disrespect me? This juice you heard. Yeah, man. We need each other, man. We not separate from this system. Because if them grocery stores shut down, we gonna starve to death. If them jobs tell us we can't come to work, we ain't got no income. We ain't got no economy. If them schools tell us our kids can't go to school, where they gonna go? But yet we sit and we argue amongst each other, man. We really got to do better. We really got to do better. We got to start by reverencing our Creator and doing the best we can to live how He's told us to live. He ain't asked us. It ain't no suggestion. It's a command to be righteous, to be an example to the other nations. And that's just what it is, man. I don't know. I got a whole light on the subject, but I really, when you really sit and contemplate what's going on with our people, man, it's really kind of disheartening, to be honest with you. When you think about how petty it all is and how detrimental it all is, man, it really kind of hurt. It's really kind of depressing, to be honest. So, okay, if you don't mind, man, you know, I ain't got too much else on this, man. We can close it out.
Um, okay, B. Yeah, man. I'm sorry, man. I was on the phone with our uh, my bad. I had to. I'm about to call him back. Uh, yeah. What you want me to do? I don't have nothing else to
I
say either,
mean,
man.
we can close it out, man. Pray
Doc,
us out.
you pull us out on this thing, man.
I hope I hope we kind of said something to kind of spark your interest, kind of make you see things in a different light, man. You know, or to be about the mindset, man. We need people to start being voices and start crying out against the wickedness of our people, you know, in the truth, in the world, wherever they at, we need to start crying out, convicting wickedness, man. We need to start being the bridge, coming together, overlooking differences for the greater good, you know. Start really just seeking to be a benefit to one another, to be a benefit to anybody. Be at peace as much as possible, as much as it is within you to be at peace with all men, you know. And first to the Yasharal, then to the Gentile, man. And that's how we gotta do it. That's how we gotta do it. And that's all I got. So yeah, we can go and pray it out, man. Told for everybody that joined in. Um, shout out to everybody, man. So yeah, Toda Abaya, Toda um for everything that you've given us, for everything that you've shown us and revealed to us in these last days, for waking us up and cause us to come out from among the ways of the heathen, for showing us the errors of our ways, that we might repent and be in good standing with you. Um, we pray to be an influence, to be ones that bring light to darkness, to be those that build and not tear down what is righteous, that we be powers against our foes, powers against wickedness and those that seek to harm us, that you strengthen us and embolden our hands, that we be as righteous as we are zealous, as understanding, as as we are strong, that we not be those that cower down from from wickedness, from speaking against wickedness, from addressing it, that you strengthen our tongues and our minds and and use us as vessels for your words to be made known to your children and to any who might seek you, that you give us the powers to cast out demons and to heal the sick, whether it be to physically cast them out, spiritually cast them out, to physically heal them or to spiritually heal them, or in convicting their hearts to the point that they consider and that they resist Hasatan, that they seek after you, that they go and they open up their scriptures and they read and they study and they learn things for themselves. May those that watch this podcast or any podcast that we do, may they be strengthened and emboldened to have a personal relationship with you, to understand your word, to understand your son. May you send your Ruach HaKodesh to bring them knowledge and understanding and wisdom. May you rise up others to join us, to be with us. If it be any that is needed to lead us or to instruct us in things we ought to know and things we ought to do, then send them. We are not against leadership, against eldership. We're not against brotherhood. We welcome it all. But we would not to be taken by doctrines of men and doctrines of devils and be led astray by those of a good age, of those of a hoary head. We would not that us or any of our brothers and sisters be deceived by these people. We hope that they come in your name and with your understanding. And if you give them a word to give to us, we pray that we have the mind to receive it, that we rebuke not righteous things that are truly of you. But anything that is not, put it on the frontlets of our foreheads to know these things, discern these things, and to rebuke it openly, ferociously, and cast it down, and trample it beneath our feet. May we wrestle with vipers and not be bitten. May we drink poison and not be killed. These things we pray in your son, Yahushua Mashiach. We say, so be it. Ania Habata, Toda Rabah, Abiyah. So yes.
Hallelujah. Hey, I sent something to you on your phone, man. When you ready, when you get off the phone, check that thing, man.
Yeah, I will. I will do. Toda for that. Thanks for joining me, man. Thanks for everybody that tuned in. If you got some out of this, man, please share. Those of you on YouTube, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Um, for those of you on Facebook that don't know about the YouTube page, because it's kind of hard to watch 2-hour videos on Facebook, you can find us on YouTube, The Life of an Israelite. We got plenty of videos. Me and my we ain't just started this. We've been on this thing for almost 3 years now. You know, we got plenty of videos, plenty of messages. We ain't changed.
Right.
The way we came in is the way we is, you know, about joining our people together in righteousness, to be Kodash among the nations, to be firm. You know, that's one of the main things, man. Be unwavering. You know, we not wavering.
That's right.
You're not built like that. Y'all ain't raised us up to be out here wavering.
Right.
If anything, we almost we almost kind of zealous to a fault. You know, people be like, hey man, calm down, man. Just calm down. We like, nah, ain't no calming down. We gonna ride it till the wheels fall off. But yeah, man, that's what it is. So
Page
slick
Star says she'll have us, man. She say, have you too. When
told
coming
our
up.
page star, we'll
Oh
have
yeah.
you too, sis. I hope you assist. We don't really know, who you is, what you got going on, but apparently you've been on the podcast since the beginning. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Please share it, put it out there, because that's what we do it for. We don't do it for ourselves, hear our own selves talk. We do it
Right.
to be of service and of use of the Most High Yah, to be ones that bring forth truth and
hmm
that try to turn the hearts of the people back to the
Yeah.
Most High Yah. So
Yeah.
that's what
Tuda
it's
y'all
all
for
about.
this. Tuda y'all for this. This was a, y'all. This was a more of like a chop up, a sharing. But there's gonna be a lot of other things that the Most High Yah, when the Most High Yah put up on our heart to share with the people, to help them consider and help them on their growth and on their journey. Because as we get revelation and get, Most High put up on us, we're willing to share the same thing, y'all. Because it's a specific goal that we're going after, man, and we're gonna reach that goal, man. All the things the Most High Yah for that. When you see that thing, bro, call me. I'm gonna let my phone charge a little bit, but it's open. Call me and tell me what you think. It's gonna be surprise. He left. I was say, I didn't left me. My
I
eyes
got
closed. He gone.
I hit the wrong button. I'm cleaning off the laptop and stuff, and hit the wrong button. But
Right.
what'd you say to check the thing out and
Yeah,
call
man.
you?
Check that thing and call me,
I
man.
can't wait to see. I wonder what it is. You talking about? You hope it's
You
not
gonna be
true?
like, you gonna be like,
Yeah, it's probably gonna be something we gonna have to talk about. Maybe not specifically, but if it's anything that have to do with falling off or
It does.
wickedness, we're gonna have to
It do.
address the mindset. We're gonna have to address the mindset that causes these things, or the ruachs, Rasha ruachs that cause these things, man. Cause you know we just got to do better, and we can't shy away from stuff because whatever reason and all this whole stuff, man. That's what our people been doing, sweeping stuff under the rug. That's how child molesters stay in the family 30,
Oh,
40
talk
years and all
about
this
it.
whole stuff,
Talk
man.
about it.
You know, we gotta really start addressing this stuff and pulling the rug out from under this stuff. Hopefully these people repent and turn from their wickedness. But if
Bro,
not,
that's the Ruach talking to you right now. That's the Ruach talking to you right now. I'm telling you again. I'm gonna confirm that it's gonna make sense to you when you watch what you about to watch. That's the
yeah,
Ruach talking to you. You gonna see.
I ain't had a chance to see it. I've been sitting right here the whole time.
Yep.
I don't even have the phone. The phone behind the computer somewhere.
Like I said, that confirmed to me that that's the Ruach talking through you. What you just said, that's the Ruach speaking through you. You because you hit you could have hit any other specific thing, and you specifically said a specific thing. And when you
Wow.
watch the video,
Well, I mean, apparently, whatever this news is, it's gonna be sad, and it means one of our brothers and sisters been failed, or they've been hiding and covering stuff up, and now some stuff and came out the woodwork. But our righteousness have to exceed that of the Pharisees, man. We got to be better, man. We
man,
got to seek better. Just cause we fall don't mean we got to stay there.
that's
We
a fact.
not throwing stones no more. Y'all has brought about repentance because you know the treacherous sister Judah done did worse than Yasharal.
That's a
Even
fact.
y'all said it. As I thought to punish one, I can't lose them both. 'Cause I didn't promise to keep something. So it's like, you know, he gonna offer almost up until you perish a chance of repentance if you truly do it. But for those that don't turn, man, they gotta get it. And that's why we crying out. Cause obviously the Abba's about ready. The Abba's about ready to clean some stuff up. So he's sending forth his word. He's raising up people to speak against a lot of the wickedness of the people. And that is a sign that judgment is around the corner. And don't get it confused with Jacob's trouble.
Yeah, please
That
don't.
is it's payday. That's what that is. Ain't no Jacob's trouble. Ain't
Wow.
no ain't no trials and temptations. It's time to pay the piper. That's what that's gonna be. You done played, you done you done been, hiding and doing stuff and half ass and not studying, use other people and all this whole stuff. It's gonna be payday time, man. It's gonna be payday time. We ain't no Christian. The Christians talking about some tribulations. You know why? Because they gotta make their religion make sense.
Hmm.
They can't say it's us. They can't say it's the Negro that ain't got no home, that ain't got no heritage. They can't say it's them. Because then if it's them, then like they worship Jesus, like they worship Jews, they'll worship us. And they can't have that. You know why? Because niggas make you too much money. And we need niggas to be niggas. We don't need them to be Yahudim and Yashral. We don't need them to be kings and queens and princes and priests. We need them to be lowly niggas being wicked
Mm-hmm.
and cursed. But we calling that thing out, man. That's what we doing. Mark 67 podcast. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. And as always, shalom to the brethren. What up to everybody else? And 12 tribes,
One nation.
one nation.